बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरम् गुरुपापात्मना त्राता श्रीकृष्णस्य त्वमलात्मना। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीं मम त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोतवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोण तथा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगलंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendaruddhamarutastunvanti divyaistavayir Vedai Sankapadakramopaniषदैर् गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। आदरणीय वंदनीय पूजनीय पंडित गण विप्र मंडली प्रिय सज्जनों प्रिय भक्त समुदाय महानुभाव most worshipable Pandits, Pandit Chaitram Maharaj, Pandit Anand Maharaj, Pandit Dev Rampasad, Pandit Satyanand Maharaj, our Brahmins, our Pandits, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and every one. And my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Also to our viewers who have seen us live on through the medium of Bhakti TV Jagrati, who is listening to us also through the medium of Radio Jagrati, Facebook, YouTube, etc. A very special Radhe Radhe to each and every one of you. And my pranam, my humblest prostration. A very special thank you to all the sponsors, all our wonderful sponsors who are making this possible to bring life to you, to the public, general public throughout the world. You are wonderful sponsors. A very special thank you and a prayer request to the Supreme Lord to shower His choicest blessing on you and your family, that you may continue this wonderful work of support in Sanatan Dharma as you're doing. Again tonight, as we all know, we all here gathered at the home of the departed mother of Pandit Chaitram Maharaj, Srimati Leela Maharaj. 6 months ago, she departed from this material world. And Panditji, on this occasion of the 6-month Shraddh, decided to have Geeta Path, 4 sessions, as well as Gaudan, whereby the mother can, if she has to, cross the most terrible and terrifying of hell by Tarani Nadi, she will easily go across, very easily. Even if that's not the case, a great blessing to her children and the family and everyone who is performing this great Godan. Tonight is the 3rd night. We complete tomorrow. The program starts 8 a.m. with Shraddh. We'll go on till about 9:45. Then the Brahman Var. Following that, Gaudan, and then Geeta Path. We invite all of you to join us tomorrow here live if you can, and also through the medium of Bhakti TV Jagrati and Radio Jagrati also. We continue tonight. First we do bhajan kirtan, so we bring our mind in focus. We get our thoughts and our mind in focus. If you can get a book and follow. A beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, that, hey Shri Krishna, there are thousands and thousands of gathering all over the world. Lakho Mahafil. Page 19. Lakho Mahafil. But none can compare to yours, to your gathering. Swarg Samrat ho ya chakar, tere dar pe hai darja barabar. Whereas someone is how is the gathering of Shri Krishna? His court. Whether that person is the king of heaven, Indra, or he's a pauper, he's a beggar, they all given the same respect in the court of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Teri kahasti ko ho jisne jana koi alam mein akhil nahi hai. There's no one in the whole of existence that can understand the greatness of Shri Krishna, his divinity. Dar badar kha ke thokar jo thak kar aa gaya gar koi tere dar par. When we have suffered so much in the world and we decided we have enough, pet bhar gaya. We have been hearing that we, the individual soul, Jivatma, we are rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. And through that, we are getting so much beaten from Maya. Uncountable lifetime. In every form of life, dog, cat, donkey, worm, human being, devata. And all we are getting is pain and suffering. When someone thinks, okay, I have enough, I don't want any more, thak gaya, so he comes to your door, he comes to you, my Lord. Tu nazaro se jo ras pilaya, wo batane ki kabil. And then, when someone takes shelter in you, you give that divine bliss, divine love through your eyes. The bliss of that divine love, no one can describe in words. Wo batane ke kabil aur chupane, and he can't even hide it also. It gets expressed in his body. तुम जो कहते हो तुम हो हमारे जो मुझसे ही तू नाते. In the Vedas and all the scriptures, Bhagwan says, I alone, I'm alone yours. I alone belong to you. You're alone. Tu hi. You're alone. Tomeo mata cha pita tomeva. You're alone are my mother. You're alone are my father. You have said this, hey Shri Krishna. You have made the statement in the Vedas. Mata, Pita, Bhrata. Suhit. Every relation of the soul. Then make that, by joining me with you, make that come true. These words of yours. Jaan kar bhi jo nata na jore, uske manind zahil nahi hai. If someone knows that my only relation, I being the soul Atma, is only with Shri Krishna. Every relation of the soul is only with Shri Krishna, and yet doesn't make that relation, then there can be no bigger fool than him. And so we sing a few lines of this beautiful bhajan. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है. स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या हो चाकर, तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर. स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या हो चाकर, तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर. ओ तेरी हस्ती को जिसने जाना, कोई आलम में आखिर नहीं है. तेरी हस्ती को जिसने जाना, कोई आलम में आखिर नहीं है. दर बदर खाके ठोकर जो थक कर आ गया घर कोई तेरे दर पर. दर बदर खाके ठोकर जो थक कर आ गया घर कोई तेरे तूने नजरों से तूने नजरों से जो रस पिलाया वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है।
तूने नजरों से जो रस पिलाया वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है।
वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है।
वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है।
ओ लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल से महफिल नहीं है।
तुम जो कहते हो तुम हो हमारे जोड़ मुझसे ही तू नाते सारे।
तुम जो कहते हो तुम हो हमारे जोड़ मुझसे ही तू नाते सारे।
हो जान कर भी जो नाता न जोड़े उसके मानिंद जाहिल नहीं है।
जान कर भी जो नाता न जोड़े उसके मानिंद जाहिल नहीं है।
तेरे रस का लगा चस्का जिसको लगता बैकुंठ फीका सा उसको।
तेरे रस का लगा चस्का जिसको लगता बैकुंठ फीका सा उसको।
डूब कर कोई बाहर न आया इसमें भंवरे है साहिल नहीं है।
डूब कर कोई बाहर न आया इसमें भंवरे है साहिल नहीं है।
ओ लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
तू पिला दे जो एक बूंद रस की क्या कमी है तेरे रस। क्या कमी है तेरे पास रस की।
तू पिला दे जो एक बूंद रस की क्या कमी है तेरे पास रस की।
ओ फिर जो छोरे कोई तेरा पीछा ऐसा जाहिल भी काहिल नहीं है।
जो छोरे कोई तेरा पीछा ऐसा साहिल भी काहिल नहीं है।
कर्म है उनकी निष्काम सेवा धर्म है उनकी इच्छा में इच्छा।
कर्म है उनकी निष्काम सेवा धर्म है उनकी इच्छा में इच्छा।
ओ सौंप दो इनके हाथों में डोरी ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है।
सौंप दो इनके हाथों में डोरी ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है।
ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है। ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है।
ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है। ये कृपालु है तंग दिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल से महफिल नहीं है।
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद
Everybody,
राधे राधे,
sing loudly.
राधे गोविंद
Chant the name of the Lord.
राधे राधे,
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद
राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद
जय
गोविंद
श्री राधे।
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद
राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे
गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
ओ राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे, राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे,
बोल राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता माता की जय। अब सावधान हो जाइए। Let's try to be very attentive now and listen carefully. 8वें अध्याय है गीता की, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। This is the 8th canto. Tonight we're reading from 8th canto, 8th chapter, sorry. 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. आठवें अध्याय के 5वें श्लोक इसी से शुरू होंगे. I'm going to start with the chapter 8 verse 5. भगवान कृष्ण अर्जुन से कहते हैं, अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम यह प्रयाति समद्भावम याति नास्तत्य संशयः. Chapter 8 verse 5 Gita. Listen carefully. Antakale chamameva smaran. Antakale. The last moment. In other words, when the life leaves the body. Muktva kalevaram. Kalevaram, this body. This is a kalevar. और मुक्त्वा छोड़ देते हैं. At the last moment, when the life leaves the body, or Ma Manusmaran, one remembers Shri Krishna. Me, Shri Krishna, he says. When the life leaves the body, the last moment as you leave in the body, the life, and you remember Shri Krishna. The word smaran here is very important. Keep this in mind as we do the katha tonight. Smaran, smaran, smaran. Remember Shri Krishna. तो यह प्राति समद्भावम याति नास्तत्य संशयः. You will certainly come to me, Shri Krishna says. There's no doubt about that. If one remembers the Lord, that moment we leave, you remember Bhagavan, then you go to Bhagavan. But in the earth, if you remember anything else, so in the next verse, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunte sada tadbhava bhavitah. Chapter 8 verse 6 Gita. So first Shri Krishna says, if you remember me, you remember Bhagavan, whichever form of Bhagavan you love, Shiv, Krishna, Ram, Durga, you go to Bhagavan. Radha. Any form of Bhagavan. A lot of people don't know who is Radha. They ask, who is this Radha you talking about? Ye kaun si Bhagavan? What Bhagavan is this? Acha. Who is the highest authority in Sanatan Dharma? Ved. The Vedas say, Yeyam Radha Yasha Krishna Sabdis Dehas Chaikaha Kirinata Dvidha Bhut. Atharva Vedi Radhika Tapani Upanishad. The question was being asked by some Brahmagyani saints. Who is Radha? And the Vedas are given the answer. The Vedas are saying, there is no difference between Radha and Krishna. They don't even have two bodies. Do sharir bhi nahi hai. There's only one supreme Brahm, supreme power, and that supreme power takes two forms, do roop. For what? Krida. Krida means Leela, divine pastimes. Furthermore, Rig Veda is saying, the Vedas, Krishnena aradhyate iti Radha. Rig Vedi Radhika Upanishad. That Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, Supreme Brahm, Supreme Power, whom Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, everyone worships. He also worships someone. Who does Shri Krishna worship? He worships Radha. Why? The question comes, why? So the Vedas say, Atma tu Radhika tasya. Ved. Radha Rani is the Atma, the soul of Shri Krishna. Atma hai. The dearest thing to us is our soul, our self. No matter how much someone says, I love you, I will die for you, no one is dearer to us than our own self. Boy and a girl, man and a woman, wife is walking with arms around each other. I love you, I will die for you. Take a snake, not a real one, rubber snake, and throw between them. That looks real. Ah! One runs this way, one runs that way. Forget who will die for who. It proves we love ourselves the most. Soul, Atma. So the dearest thing to us is ourself. So if Radha Rani is the soul of Shri Krishna, this is why she is so dear to Shri Krishna. But don't think they're different. They're one and the same. Radhika Krishna Rupam cha Krishno Radha Swarupaka. Sanak Kumar Sangita. The scripture says Radha Rani is the form of Shri Krishna and Shri Krishna is the form of Radha Rani. Sometimes Shri Krishna comes as Radha, sometimes Radha comes as Shri Krishna. So understand, don't commit great nam aparad by asking who is this Radha, which Bhagwan. The same Durga, the same Lakshmi, same Saraswati you are praying to and worshipping is the same Radha Rani, the supreme divine Shakti. When you feel negative about her, you are feeling negative about the supreme mother of the universe. Ye bahut bada naam aparad. Unpardonable sin. We have to be very careful. You don't know, find out. Don't make joke and fun. Find out. So, whichever form of God, you're one Bhagwan. Ab ye bhi soch suno. People think, oh, in Hinduism we have million Bhagwan. No. Eko deva sarva bhuteshu gurha sarva vyapi sarva bhutantaratma karma dhyaksha sarva lokadivasa sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunascha. Shvetashvataro Upanishad chapter 6 verse 11. The Vedas say Eko Deva. There's only one supreme power, one Bhagavan. But Ananta Nama Rupaya. That one God has uncountable name, uncountable form. And every form is equal. There's no big and small. Oh, I worship Shri Krishna. I don't want to hear anything about Shiva or Ram. I worship Shiva. I don't want to hear anything about Krishna. This is great sin. Nam aparad. Unpardonable. To see differences in God's name and form. Devata is a different thing. We had 33 crore Devata. 1 crore is 10 million. 33 crore, 330 million. Celestial being. That's a different thing. But Bhagavan is one. Supreme power. He can come whichever form. Are dekho. Only in Sanatan Dharma, Bhagavan has come in every form you can think about to prove that I am everywhere in everything. What is the dirtiest animal you can think about? Sabse ganda. Suvar. A pig. Bhagavan came as a pig. Varaha avatar, Shukra avatar, Suvar, to destroy Hiranyaksh and save the earth. Not only that, he came as fish, everything. Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, turtle, everything. But he also came as mixture. Not only as every form, he came as a mixture, half man, half lion. Half man, half animal. Nising Bhagavan. Ab dekho, kid. See how great our Sanatan Dharma is. No other religion. Bhagavan did this to prove I am everywhere and everything. And I can come as any form I want. Nij ichha, nij ichha. So whichever form you love and worship, you will attain that. But here in chapter 8, verse 6, Shri Krishna is saying, when the life leaves, again, tajat tyante kalevaram, when the life leaves the body, yam yam vapi smaram bhavam, whatever you remember, again the word smaran, whatever you remember at that time, that is what you're going to become, where you're going to go after you leave. And what are we going to remember? उस समय क्या याद करेंगे? Wherever our mind is attached, whatever object or person we love or attached to, that's what we're going to remember. Don't think whole life you never thought about Bhagwan and now you're dying, you'll remember Bhagwan. Impossible. Wherever you're attached, look, you have seen sometime a parent and a child, some misunderstanding. For years they haven't spoken to each other. The child is all the way in America. And the father is thinking, I'm about to die. Oh, please call Ramesh. Tell Ramesh to come. My life will not leave if I don't see him. For years they haven't spoken to each other. But the attachment is there. And that time, that's what you're going to remember. अब देखो, बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण. One of the greatest examples is in our Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. एक परमहंस भगवान के एक अवतार, भगवान, a descension of Bhagwan, one of his avatar, Rishabh Bhagwan, Rishabh Dev, had 100 sons, Sauputra. Of the 100 sons, the eldest was Bharat. The eldest was Bharat. Bharat was so great, before this world was known as Ajanabhavarsh. Because of Bharat, he was such a great devotee of Bhagwan, the world became known as Bharatvarsh. I told you some nights before, this entire world was known as Bharat. But through wars and different things, it got smaller, 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 smaller. Even recently, it got divided again into Pakistan, India. A little piece is called Bharat. Whereas the whole world was Bharat. Many, many katha you would read, different places. There was India. Where Kaikai, where Bharat went to visit Nani and Nana. This is what we call Afghanistan today. It was still India at that time. Bharat. Every continent. And it wasn't divided. You could travel from one continent to another on horse, etc. That's a different katha. Anyhow, so Bharat ruled the entire world. One king. For 10 million years. This is Satyug. Don't get confused. It's Satyug, not Kalyug. In ancient times, one king ruled the whole world for millions of years. Ambarish, Bharat, Dhruv, Prahlad. After Prahlad attained Bhagwan, Bhagwan said to Prahlad, rule the world. For how long? One manvantar. One manvantar tak raj karo. Rule for one manvantar, the age of one Manu. How long? 306,720,000 years. We start thinking this is all fantasy. Not fantasy, bhaiya. This is a different age. That was Satyug. In those times, people lived very long. That was Satyug. That's not Kalyug. So Bharat After ruling the world, detached, because his mind was absorbed in Bhagwan. He was Paramhans. Paramhans means one who has realized, I am the soul, the Atma. मैं शरीर नहीं हूं. I am not the body. Videha, Paramhans. He divided the kingdom amongst his sons and went in an ashram close to Gandaki Nadi. This is a river that is what we call Nepal today. All was India before. I told you it's a very auspicious place. It's also called Shaligam Kshetra. There's a mountain there where the insects cut the stone, and the stone they fall into the river, and they have the emblem, the design of Bhagwan Sudarshan Chakra. So they are considered to be authentic Shaligram, the one found in the Gandaki Nadi. There was an ashram. Bharatji went there to continue his sadhana, his devotion. One day, a pregnant deer, this is the 5th canto of Bhagavad Mahapuran, this katha. A pregnant deer came to drink water. While she was drinking the water, a lion roared. And the deer, the natural enemy of the deer is a lion. In order to save her life, she jumped across the river. When she jumped, the baby that was in the womb fell out. She had a miscarriage. And the deer, forget baby, ran away from there, went into a cave somewhere, and due to the exertion and miscarriage, died. And here the baby is drowning, the baby deer. Bharatji, he saw the whole thing. He's sitting doing his sadhana. He went into the water, took out that baby deer, saved the baby deer, and started taking care of the baby deer. He became attached. I told you some nights before, this is the Vidya Maya. Tehi kar bhed sunahu tum do, Vidya apar avidya do. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Lakshman in Chitrakoot, Lakshman asks, what is Maya? Bhagwan said to Lakshman, there are two Maya. One is Vidya Maya, one is Avidya Maya. And I explained Maya has 3 qualities. Very brief, I'm going to be here. Maya has 3 qualities. Sattva gun, Rajo gun, Tamo gun. Tribhir gunamaya bhave rebhi sarvamidam jagat. Mohitam na bhijanati mamebhya param avyayam. Geeta chapter 7 verse 13. Maya has 3 qualities. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So Sattva gun alone, that is Vidya Maya. And Rajogun plus Tamogun, that is Avidya Maya. So the Jnanis, yogis, etc., they are able through their own strength, not in Kali Yuga, impossible in Kali Yuga. In Satyug, Treta Yuga, and even Dwapar, they were able to cross Avidya Maya. They were able to cross Avidya Maya. In other words, they realize I am the soul, the Atma. I am not the body. They go in Samadhi. Such a high stage Bharat had reached. But Vidya Maya is still there. The world that we see around us, mountains, valleys, rivers, animals, birds, trees, human being, ocean, this is all created by Vidya Maya. As long as that yogi, that jnani is in Samadhi, he is safe. But the moment he opens his eyes, Vidya Maya takes hold of him and he falls. Bharatji got attached to the deer, that is the Vidya Maya. If that is God realization, how can he get attached to a deer? Bharat got attached. And his mind was all, even while he was doing sadhana, he was supposed to be meditating on Bhagwan, his mind will be meditating on the deer. He'd be worried. Where's the deer? I hope she got food. I hope no lion or dog ate her, etc. Sometime while he's doing sadhana, the deer will come and nuzzle against him, and he will hold her and start kissing her and playing. Moo, moo, moo. Just like you would do your child. So attached. Bharaji knew that the time was fast approaching for him to leave. So he told the Shishyas, he called his disciples and told them, can you bring the deer, please? Oh, Hiran, ko le aao. I love her so much. Please bring her. I'm about to leave. So they brought the deer, and Bharaji put his hand over the deer and started playing with her. Please take care of her after I leave. I love her so much. And he left. His mind attached to the deer. And what happened? In the next life, he was born as a deer. I always say, so many of us, we love dog and cat and parrot. Oh, people keep dog inside their house. Dog gets better care than even children. People show me their vet bill sometime. Hey, Bhagwan. People eat in the same plate as their dog. They're kissing the dog in the mouth. We had dog when I was growing up. Dog stay in yard. Dog never came in the house. That's your place, and you can build a kennel for him outside, but he stays outside. And he knows he cannot come in the house. And now they are sleeping in the same bed. Hey, Bhagwan, hey, Kalyug. We don't realize the danger. I remember once I was staying by someone, and they had a little puppy. They so loved this puppy. They were so attached. And in New York City. And they will love and take the puppy to the bed and feed him out and kiss him. And one day, they would let him run a little bit, and somehow he got through underneath the gate. And everybody's running, where's puppy? I forgot the name. Where's puppy, puppy, puppy? And then someone decided to go, and he was lying on the road. A car has squashed him. Oh, they started crying. We have to have wake for puppy. Hey, Bhagwan. And Swamiji, we have to have a burial for him. You have to come and say the mantra. Hey. Jai ho. Hey, what kind of thing is this? It sounds funny. This actually happened. So wherever the mind is attached, that's what we're going to attain. How do we get the mind attached to Bhagwan? Abhyas karna, abhyas. Shri Krishna, Arjuna is saying to Shri Krishna, Chanchalami manah Krishna pramati balavadhram tasyam nigaham manye vayurvasu dushkaram. Chapter 6, verse 34, Geeta. Shri Krishna is saying to Arjun, control the mind, man pad nigraha, control. Un par sashan karo. Arjun said, Krishna, how to control his mind? It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It's more difficult to control the mind than it is to control the wind. Vayu se barkar. And Shri Krishna agreed. He didn't say, chup, remain quiet and do what I say. No. He agreed. Asanshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. I agree 100%, Arjun. The mind is difficult. Durnigra. Difficult to control, but not impossible. It's not asambhav. It is durnigra. Difficult. Uncountable lifetimes because our mind has been attached to the material world and has made the firm conviction that I will find happiness in the world. Started the katha that ignorance. We have turned our backs away from Bhagavan, physical body. And because of that ignorance, we have forgotten we are the soul, Atma. We have been looking for happiness where it cannot be found in the material world. A new house, a new car, a big bank balance, handsome boy, beautiful girl, uncountable. So that decision has become very firm. In the mind, I will find happiness in the world. If I don't find it today, I'll find it tomorrow, but I will find. To change that decision is impossible for the worldly soul. This is where Guru comes. This is where Guru comes. Guru, when we associate with the Guru in the right way, Guru will give us the knowledge that hey, you are the soul Atma. You're not the body. And the happiness you're searching for, you will find only in Shri Krishna, because Shri Krishna is happiness. Not reading or hearing. Guru brings the knowledge to sit in our intellect. That's why it says, Guru binu hoi ki gyan. Guru gives knowledge. So Shri Krishna says, I agree with you. But it can be done. How? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Chapter 6 verse 35 Gita. Abhyas. Through constant practice. Regular practice. And detachment, the mind will come under our control. What is a regular practice? Every day you have to sit down and do sadhana, meditate on Bhagavan, chant His divine name, shed tears for the Lord, number one. Number two, acquire the true divine philosophy from the saints, the true knowledge. Read again and again, listen again and again, until that knowledge will sit in the intellect. Slowly, the mind. You see, detachment is not to be forced. This mind of ours is so crazy, if you force it, it gets more crazy. It has to come through knowledge. When Guru will give you the knowledge, hey, you Atma, soul, that knowledge sits in the intellect. I am not the body. Your every relation is only with Shri Krishna. The happiness you are searching, you will find only in Shri Krishna. Then you will go in the right direction. So here in the next verse, Shri Krishna says, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhyacha mai arpitamano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshaya. Chapter 8 verse 7. The whole Gita, the essence of the Gita is given in this one verse of Gita. So important, this verse. Arjun, tasmat sarveshu, at all place. Sarveshu, all place. Kaleshu, at all time. Ma manusmara, attach your mind to me, remember me, lovingly attach your mind to me. Bhakti, remembering God, loving God, that is bhakti. And yudhyacha, your kshatri, your duty is to fight the war with your mind attached to Bhagavan. Perform your duty in the world. That is called Karma Yoga. This is the meaning of Gita, is Karma Yoga. But what does Karma Yoga mean? Karma Yoga means, look, people say this Gita is for sannyasi, for people who are totally detached. No. Gita is for householder. Gita teaches us how to live in the world. That attaching our mind to Bhagavan, every moment, everywhere, perform your duty in the world. Do what you have, duty to mother, duty to father, duty to wife, duty to husband, duty to child. Perform your duty. But with your heart, your mind attached to Sri Krishna. Isn't that for everyone? Sannyasi doesn't have duty anymore. For sannyasi, the final verse of Gita, the last chapter. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. That's for sannyasi. Give up all dharma, all obligation, all duties, and take shelter in me alone. This is sannyas. But here, Shri Krishna is, so whole Gita is saying, do your duty. Don't neglect your duty. Perform your duty, Arjun, but your heart, your mind attached to me, to Shri Krishna. Mai arpita mano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshaya. Arjun, if your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, you will certainly come to me. There is no doubt about this. We'll sing a bhajan at this time. Very beautiful bhajan. I'll just explain the meaning. I always like to say the meaning. It's just entertainment. We have to understand what this bhajan is saying. Then we should benefit from bhajan. Sing just having a good time, entertainment, we don't benefit. It's a beautiful bhajan. Sansar mein jab thukar aaye. When we get a good beating in from Maya, as we sang before in the bhajan, in the very beginning, when jab thak gaye, ठोकर खाया बहुत. So when we have gotten a very good beating, Maya has beaten us. What does Maya has beaten us? Everybody insults you. That person you thought is your best friend turns out to be your worst enemy. Everybody is selfish, remember that. Everybody wants their own happiness. So when we have gotten a good beating, tab dwar tere main aaya Prabhu. Then, O Lord, I have realized I have gotten enough beaten in the world. I came to your door. Then only, I came to you. मैंने तुझे कभी ना I never meditated, I never thought about you even. I never had time, I'm too busy. We ask people, Bhaiya, why don't you come to Mandir? Why don't you come to satsang? I don't have time, Babaji. Ask Pandits, they're sitting here. They will tell them, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I'm a householder. We don't have time. We never had time to think about the Lord. But tune sada sada apana, you always kept me close. Bhagwan doesn't leave us. He's sitting in our heart. We forget him, we leave him, he doesn't leave us. Main mad maya mein phoola. In that arrogance that I have money, I have beauty, I have something in the world, strength. Oh, little things make us arrogant. Tusidashi says in the Ramayana, Nahi ko as janma jag mahi, prabhuta pahi jahi madanahi. There never was, nor is, nor will there be such a person who have acquired something in excess in the world. Some money, some knowledge, some status, some position, little position, some beauty, and they have not become arrogant. Jahi madanahi. So I have foolo, I have become arrogant with that. Aur tere upakaro ko bhula, I have forgotten all the grace that everything has come. These things that I'm so arrogant about, it was given by you. It is your blessing. If I have money, it's because you gave it to me. It's not mine. If I have strength, you give it, you can take it away also. One COVID does the end of you. All this boasting and loha, iron. In India, people do like this, young people, loha, iron. One little COVID and all the iron gone. लेकिन तूने कभी नहीं बिसराया. You never forgot about me, my Lord. You kept reminding me. When we get little problems in the world, it's Bhagwan reminding us many times. Hey, bhaiya, you're going the wrong way. Idhar aao. Aur main hi jag mein bharmaya. I've gotten lost in this maya, in this world, in this maze of maya. था मोह नींद में सोया. I have been sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. I've forgotten who I am. Identifying with the body. I've been sleeping. Ashubh avasar haat tak se khoya. And this golden opportunity of having human birth, which even devatas are praying for, I will lose it at any moment, but I don't realize that. जब लूट रही थी माया, when Maya has taken everything away from me, तूने कितने बार जगाया? How many times you have tried to awaken me? By giving me a little beating also. Maya gives us a beating. Don't come by me. Go by him. Mayapati Shri Krishna, the governor of Maya. जग में सब कुछ था तेरा. Everything in the world belonged to Bhagavan. दाता कराम भिकारी सारी दुनिया. God alone is the giver and benefactor of everything in the world. We all beggars. Everything is yours. लेकिन मैं कहता रहा मेरा मेरा. Is mine, mine. My house, my motor car, my. We become owners of somebody else's property. This is a big sin. This is a revolt against God. When you claim ownership. अब अंत समय जब आया, and the last moment has come. Remember, anta kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Will we be at that time, the last moment, thinking only about Sri Krishna? Or will we be thinking about the dog, the cat, the bank balance, the motor car? Or someone in the... What will we be thinking about that time? Think. Ant kala jab aaya. To man mein hi man pachataya. In my mind I will repent because it will be too late. Now I can't do it again. I had lost this golden opportunity. संसार में जब ठुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया. संसार
में जब ठुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया.
मैंने तुझे कभी न ध्याया. तूने सदा सदा अपनाया. मैंने
तुझे कभी ना आया. तूने सदा सदा अपनाया.
संसार में जब ठुकराया. मैं मद माया में भूला तेरे उपकारों को भूला. मैं मद माया में भूला तेरे उपकारों को भूला. तेरे उपकारों को भूला. तूने कभी नहीं बिसराया. मैं ही जग में भरमाया. संसार में जब ठुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया. था मोह नींद में सोया. शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया. था मोह नींद में सोया. शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया. ओ शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया. जब लूट रही थी माया तूने कितनी बार जगाया, संसार ने जब ठुकराया, तब द्वार तेरे मैं आया। जग में सब कुछ था तेरा, मैं कहत रहा मेरा मेरा। जग में सब कुछ था तेरा, मैं कहत रहा मेरा मेरा। ओ मैं कहत रहा मेरा मेरा। अब अंत समय जब आया, मैं मन ही मन पछताया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया, तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी ना ध्याया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब ठुकराया। राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता मैया की जय। अब आगे चलिए। भगवान से प्रयाण काले मनसा चलेन, भक्त्या युक्तो योग बलेन चैव। भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्, सतं परम पुरुषं मुपैति दिव्यम। Chapter 8 verse 10। अब ये साधना भक्ति, साधना बता रहे। Here Bhagwan now is saying how to, that when the last moment will come that we will think about Shri Krishna, what we have to do. क्या करना? So Bhagwan is saying, one who is always engaged in meditation of the Lord, dhyan. We have to do sadhana. Look, to keep in the body healthy, this body which belongs to us, we have to feed it, we have to keep it healthy. We eat food every day. Most of us at least 3 meals every day. And we should. We have to give the body everything it requires. Vitamins, mineral, protein, everything in the right amount. Not too much, not too little. Or it's going to suffer. Yuktahara vihara se yukta swapna. Not too much. Don't eat too much, don't eat too little. Don't drink too much, don't drink too little. Don't sleep too much, don't sleep too little. Everything should be done in a scientific and regulated way. Everything done in excess, the body is going to suffer. The scriptures, we are taught that when you exceed in anything, you will suffer in the material world. Everything in excess is bad. Moderation. So we eat, but that's for keeping the body. Rice, dal, bhaji, saag, soup, dal, all is sweet to keep the body healthy. Now, as I said, body belongs to us. We're not the body, we're the soul, Atma. So just as we feed the body, we have to feed the soul ourselves. Now, can we give the soul rice and dal and bhaji and soup and bread and roti? No. Why? Because soul is divine. Divya. So we have to give it divine food. Just as we feed the body every day to keep the body healthy. Tan binu bhajan ved nahi barna. We have to keep the body healthy. If the body is healthy, you can't do sadhana. You can't do bhakti. Instead of chanting Hare Ram, you'll go high pain, high pain. When you have COVID and pain in all over the body, you think about Bhagwan? Huh? So we have to keep the body. Health is important. Eat the right food. Don't eat deep fry and spice up and harm your body. Guruji says, boil talkari, steam vegetable. Guruji, it can't go inside. It can't go in. And then one day you go to the doctor and the doctor says you have diabetes. Now only boil food, steam vegetable, no fry. Yes, doctor. When Guruji was telling you, didn't listen. But now you don't want to die. Now you'll follow. Huh? So we have to feed ourselves. We don't feed. We are starving and we don't feel bad. Many of us, if we don't get one meal, we feel as though we want to die. And here we are starving ourselves and we don't feel anything. No food for the soul, Atma. So we have to feed ourselves also. The soul. We have to do sadhana. Look, how do we become attached to any person or object in the world? In Gita, Bhagwan Krishna says, Dhyayato vishayan punsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate. Chapter 2, verse 62, Gita. Dhyayato vishayan punsa sangasteshu pajayate. When we think again and again, listen carefully, when we think again and again that any person or object can make me happy, we get attached. We say, I fell in love. We get addicted. Nobody sees anybody and falls in love. This doesn't happen. Nobody just falls in love. Love is blind. No. Nobody becomes an alcoholic overnight or a chain smoker. Nobody is born a chain smoker or an alcoholic. When you were young, you saw your father smoking or drinking. You saw the brother, sister, mommy even, friends. The father says, if you even touch a cigarette, I'll break your foot. If you touch a glass, I'll break your foot. But he's drinking and smoking. So you think, oh, this is a sign of being grown up in style. I should try one. On smoking the first cigarette, you cough and almost choke on it, but you keep smoking because you think it will bring you happiness. The same way, you think, okay, I should, oh, daddy is drinking, mommy, oh, my brother, oh, my friend, let me try one. In taking the first drink, the head spin a little, you hide and take a little drink, and the head spin a little bit. Then every Friday you go clubbing now. Then every Monday and Friday, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, every day, now you're an alcoholic. Sharabi ban gaya. So it's the thinking again and again. As I said, a boy see a girl see a boy, and the thought comes, this is the boy who's going to make me happy. This is the girl who's going to make me happy. Subtly. And you think again and again, oh, I have to get this girl, I have to get this boy, this is the boy. And then what happens? You get tabanka. Now food becomes, you don't want to see food, you don't care about food, you don't care about sleep. I know this is a word you use in Trinidad, right? Tabanka, everybody knows, see, they're laughing. Now you don't want, food does not taste, sleep, all you start thinking about that person, and you will have to get that person somehow. So it's just thinking again and again, this constant reflection that this person or object can make me happy makes us attached. We say fall in love, we get addicted. But why do we presume any person or thing to be a source of happiness? This is also a reason? Yes. I told you, and we have heard this philosophy many times, that we are the soul Atma, Jeev, and the soul is a fraction, Ansh. Mamaivansho jivaloke jiva bhutah sanatana. Chapter 15, verse 7, Gita. Shri Krishna says, the Jivatma, the individual souls, are eternal parts, fraction of Him. And it's a natural law that every part, every fraction, has a natural love for the whole and wants to become one with it. All rivers naturally flow to the ocean, being a fraction of the ocean. All flames of fire naturally rises upward, being a fraction of the sun. In the same way, we the individual souls, being eternal fractions of Sri Krishna, naturally love and want only Sri Krishna. Valmiki ji says in the Valmiki Ramayana, Loke nahisa vidyeta yo narama manubrataha. Valmiki Ramayana. It is impossible to find an individual soul that does not truly love and want God. It sounds very strange because we know there are people who believe in God and there are people who don't believe, atheists. Right now there's a guy in Florida fighting to ban Bible from the school. I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist. They will even try to stop others from taking God's name. So how does Valmiki make that statement? Because of what or who God is. I'm not going to go in long detail here. Anando brahmeti vajanat anandadheva khalvimani bhutani jante anandena jatani jivanti anandam prayantya bhisam vishanti. Taittiriya Upanishad chapter 3 verse 6. There was a rishi by the name of Bhrigu. Before he became Maharishi, he made his own father, Barun, who was a Brahma Gyani, know of God, he made him his guru. And he did a research to find out who is God. He went through many things. First he came to the conclusion God is food, grain. Guru said no. Then he came to the conclusion God is pran, the life force. Guru said no. Then he came to the conclusion God is the mind, man. He went to the Guru. Guru said no, you're wrong. Then he came to the conclusion God is soul, Atma, Vijnanam Brahmeti Vajanat. Guru said no, you're wrong. Then finally he came to the conclusion God is Anand, bliss, happiness. Taittiriya Upanishad chapter 3 verse 6. From bliss alone the entire universe comes into being. Bliss is that by which we are sustained, and bliss is that into which we merge upon death. When Bhrigu said that, Guru smiled. Yes, now you understand. So Bhrigu found out, he discovered that God is happiness, bliss, Anand. Whether we say happiness or we say Sri Krishna, these are two names of one and the same entity. So because we are eternal fractions of Sri Krishna, it means we love and want only Sri Krishna. And because Sri Krishna is Anand, Sukh, happiness, that's why we all want only happiness. Every action we perform in the world, no matter how contradictory or opposite it may seem to be, is for one thing only, happiness. But we have been looking in the wrong place. If we continue to look in the wrong place, this nature of ours to want happiness, no one can destroy. Neither Bhagavan, nor a saint, nor Rakshas, nor human being. This is our nature to want happiness. No one can want pain and suffering as opposed to happiness, even if he tries to do so for uncountable lifetimes. But if we continue looking in the world, as we have been doing from infinite time, we will never find it. We'll keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. If, however, We go to the Guru. This is where Guru comes. We go to Guru, and Guru is able to convince us. He has found that happiness. Remember, Jnaninaha Tattvadarshinaha, one who has knowledge of all the Vedas, all the Shastras. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. Plus, he has attained Sri Krishna. He has seen, he has attained that divine happiness. You go to him. And he is able to convince you that the happiness you're looking for, you will find only in Sri Krishna. So now, the knowledge has come in the mind, in the intellect. Yes, I want happiness. So just like in the world, I thought this person or this object, this thing will make me happy, and I thought about it again and again. In the same way, now that the decision, the knowledge has come in my mind, in the intellect, that the happiness I'm looking for, I'll find only in God and Sri Krishna, I will start thinking about him again and again. Bhagwan Krishna says to Uddhav, Vishayan dhyataschittam vishayeshu visajyate mamanasmarataschittam mayeva praviliyate. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, 11 Canto, 14th chapter, 27 verse. Uddhav Gita. Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, just as a person thinks again and again about objects and people in the world, that he'll find happiness there and gets attached in the world and rotates in the world uncountable time, wherever the mind is attached, you're going to attain. In the same way, if someone is able to come to that conclusion, knowledge, that the happiness he is searching for, he'll find only in Sri Krishna, and he starts thinking about Sri Krishna again and again, he gets attached to Sri Krishna, then he will attain Sri Krishna. Whatever you are attached to, you will attain after you leave this world. That's the philosophy. Very clear. There's no doubt about it. So again and again we have to think about Sri Krishna. Here, many places, many verses. Om etyaksharam, om etyaksharam brahma, vyaharan mamanusmaran, yah prayati tachandeham saparamangatim. Chapter 8, verse 13, Gita. Again and again it's been said. Smaran, smaran, smaran. If one takes the name of God, whether you chant Om or Radhe Radhe or Jai Shri Krishna or Durge Durge, whatever name of Bhagwan. But not just taking the name. You remember Bhagwan. You remember Bhagwan. Remember whatever you remember at that time. You remember Bhagwan. Then you will attain the supreme goal. Paramam Gatim. You will attain Shri Krishna, God. You will attain God realization. Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashaha sulabha tasyam sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginah. Chapter 8, verse 14. But it has to be nitya. Look, in literature, in English literature, if you keep repeating one thing in a sentence, it is called a fault. A fault, dosh. But here in one shlok, one thing is said 3 times. Ananya chetah satatam. One who thinks about God alone, ananya, exclusively, all the time. Satatam. Yomam smarati nityashaha. Who remembers me, Shri Krishna, all the time. Yomam smarati nitya. 2 times. Tasyam sulabha. I am easily attained for that person. Sulabha. Very easily attained. Nitya yuktasya yogina. Whose mind is always in yoga. Join with me. 3 times in one shlok. In one shlok. But we have to practice. It's not going to happen like that. ये शुरू से नहीं होगा. We have to practice. Abhyas, abhyas, abhyas. Regular practice. Sometimes, we do devotion. The devotees who have met the Guru, and Guru say, do sadhana. Every day do sadhana. Every day, regular. And sometimes you meet a devotee and you ask, do you do your sadhana? Sometime. When I get time, sometime. Sometime once a month, sometime once a week. Or when I remember. No. Every day, regular. And here Sri Krishna is saying, every moment, all the time. But all the time will come eventually, not right away. We have to practice. We have to practice satatam, nityaha. And then slowly, slowly, when we practice, the decision comes in the mind. Shri Krishna alone will make me happy, because Shri Krishna is happiness. Just as we get attached to any person or object in the world, we'll become attached to Shri Krishna. And the result is God realization. When we get attached to the world, the method is the same. The way of practice is the same. And the result is the same. What is the result? Our mind gets attached. And we attain the fruit for that which our mind is attached to. The practice is the same, thinking again and again. That decision in the mind that this person, this thing will make me happy. The method of the way the practice is the same. The result, the heart gets attached, the mind gets attached. If it is the world, we get attached to the world. If it is Bhagavan, we get attached to Bhagavan. And we attain that for which the mind gets attached. You get attached to the world, will rotate in the 8.4 million forms of life. Akar chari lakh chaurasi yoni brahmat yah jiva avinashi. Bhagwan Shri Ram says in Ram Gita of the Ramayana to the residents of Ayodhya, the Jivatma, the individual soul, is avinashi, eternal, indestructible, beginningless. But it keeps rotating, Brahmat. It keeps rotating in 8.4 million forms of life because it has not made a decision as yet where to find true happiness. Where to find it. That we have to go to Guru. Guru, that's why Guru is so important. So there's much more, but I'll finish the katha here tonight. Time is of the essence. We have a big day tomorrow. So I'll finish the katha here tonight. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Before we sign up, before I hand over, again let me first say a very special thank you to TV Bhakti, Bhakti TV, and Pandit Satyanand Maharaj, producer of Bhakti TV, to Radio Jagrati and TV Jagrati, Sanatan Dharma Mahasabha, for giving us opportunity to bring this philosophy to so many souls throughout the world through the medium of TV and radio. I want to thank you very much for the wonderful service you've been given to Sanatan Dharma on the whole. I want to thank all the Pandits and Brahmins here tonight. Pandit Dev Rampasad ji, Pandit Anand Maharaj, Pandit Satyananda Maharaj, and of course our own Pandit ji, Pandit Chaitram Maharaj, who is having this yajna in the memory of his departed mom, Srimati Leela Maharaj. So, thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you who are attending and supporting this venture of Panditji, Pandit Chaitra Maharaj. I'm sure he's very happy by your attendance and your support. And also I want to say thanks to all of you, my pranam to all of you, and my thanks to all of you. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Geeta Mata ki jai. उमापति महादेव की जय. सच सनातन धर्म की जय. जय जय श्री राधे. जय जय श्री राधे. जय जय श्री राधे. devotees